Guys, there's an EU passport you can buy, not through some dodgy scheme, not through a fake ancestry claim, but a legitimate legal route that is when you make an investment, and Austria gives you citizenship. Yes, you heard that right, guys. Austria. And no residency requirement, and no language test, and no waiting years. Most people don't know it exists, and that's why there's not one video on YouTube, I firmly believe, I have not seen. And the ones who do are paying advisors tens and tens of hundreds of thousands just to get in the door. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can get it, Austria's citizen by investment route, and what it works, what it costs, who qualifies, and whether it's worth it or not. Very important video for you guys to be watching today. And again, if this is your first time meeting me, I'm Will Hodgson, co-founder of HPT Group. We help entrepreneurs, business owners, high net worth individuals, crypto investors, traders, many types of clients around the world, structure their lives, companies, and everything internationally, essentially, from offshore entities, trust formations, PTCs, banking, payment processing, tax residency, asset protection, second passports, okay? So simply, you would have already seen this. The algo would have sent you to me. And nice to meet you today. If you haven't seen me before, thank you for joining again. And in this video, we're going to be going over a second passport as one of the most powerful tools of international operations and what you can do for yourself. And an EU passport, for me, I'd be leaning away from personally, but for you, you might be interested in this. You might not have an EU passport. You might not have a great tier 1 passport. And this is a gold standard passport. This is a tier 1 passport. And Austria is one of the only EU countries that still offers a direct route. We've seen problems with Malta. This is still open. So before we get into the mechanics, let's talk about why the EU is so valuable. With an Austrian passport, okay, you can live, work anywhere in the EU, all 27 countries, okay? That's Germany, France, Netherlands, Switzerland, Portugal, Ireland, no visas, no work permits, no time limits, and you have the same rights as an EU citizen, okay? So you also get Schengen area access and visa travel to 180 countries around the world, including the US, the UK, Canada, Japan, and Australia. For banking, an EU passport opens doors. European banks won't look at someone with a Caribbean passport, as they will welcome an Austrian passport, okay? It's credible, and it's very good. It's got access. It's also optional, if that makes sense. So you don't need to live there for 5 years. You can simply invest. And there's a backup plan element: political instability, economic crises, wars. The world's very predictable. Whether you want to go to Europe, for me right now, I'm shying away from Europe, but you might want to live there. You might want to live in Switzerland. This could be a way for you to do so. It could be a way to open many doors of opportunities, okay? And again, it's there permanently for you. Even insurance can't buy this, but Austria can. So they don't really publicize about this, okay? And that's why we don't see it online, because it's not really consulted on a lot, okay? But Austria does have a program just like Malta and the Caribbean islands, sorry. There's no website, there's no prices, there's no application form you can download. It's not like the other ones. It's not like Grenada, St. Kitts, Vanuatu, Malta, whatever you've looked at before. It's not like this. Instead, it has a provision in its actual national law. Section 10.6 of the Austrian Citizenship Act that allows citizenship to be granted to individuals who render extraordinary services to the Republic of Austria. That is the law, okay? Now, in practice, what does this mean? Okay, you might be thinking, what are you advertising here, Mr. Will? And again, this is making a significant economic contribution, is how this is done, okay? A major investment that benefits Austria, creates jobs, brings a new industry, advances technology, for example, or otherwise serves a greater national interest. So this isn't buying a passport in the sense of writing a check and receiving citizenship, okay? It's a discretionary process where you make a case for why granting you citizenship would benefit Australia, but the economic component is the core of that case. So please understand that one there. The process is very unique, okay? And there's multiple approvals at different levels, okay? Typically, the government sponsorship in the application, federal authorities review it and then approve it. Final decision involves an Austrian cabinet. So it's a very high-level passport to get. There's no guarantee. It's not a transaction. It's not a negotiation. It's for the right candidate with the right investment. But approval before you make those choices is possible, okay? And we have seen that here at HPT. We've spoken with clients who have looked at this, and it's a fantastic solution, okay? So let's talk the numbers. What does it cost? This isn't a donation, okay? The investment itself within Austria is between 3 and 10 million euros, typically speaking, okay? It's usually a business investment, job creation, contribution for the Austrian economy, okay? This could mean buying an Austrian company, establishing a business that bridges expertise or industry in Austria, making a significant contribution to Austria research, culture, or innovation, and a combination of direct investment and philanthropy, essentially. Sorry, I couldn't say that word. Bloody big word, eh? There is no fixed formula. The amount and structure are negotiated based on your profile and what you're bringing to the table. Okay, so let's go into this. On top of that, you've also got professional fees, such as myself, advisors, consultants who specialize in the process X, Y, Z. Okay, so I've just had an email from the FTA in Dubai. You're invited to join the tax violations workshop. Beautiful email, eh? Right. So let's actually get into this deeply. I've got a few articles in front of me that I've been reading a lot about. I've also been chatting to someone very high up in Austria who's there in Vienna right now. I was in Vienna chatting about these topics. What was it, in October? No, it was in summer. It was in September. In September, I was over in Vienna myself. I invited my team to Vienna. We did a huge banking meeting for some projects we had over in Vienna. Now, again, it's a very selective process. They reject more applicants than they approve, put it that way. First, you need substantial wealth. 3 to 5 million. If 3 to 5 million is even going to stretch you, then this isn't the right route. Austria wants applicants whose investments is comfortable, not a strain. Now, second, you need a very clean background. Due diligence is bloody intense. We have gone and seen that over in Austria. Any criminal history, tax issues, sanctions, exposure, reputational problems will disqualify you. Austria is very cautious about this program. And third, you need a credible profile. Successful entrepreneurs, business owners, investors, executives, people with a track record of building things. Austria wants to grant you citizenship of you're going to help and you're going to build in Austria. That is what they're trying to do, and that is the narrative they have gone and created around this. Fifth, you need patience and commitment. This isn't a quick process. That takes over 12 months, okay? But you don't need to be living there. That's what the key difference is right here. There are setbacks, requests for additional information that we have gone and seen, and you need to be in it for the duration of time. It's a step-by-step process. So, I was drinking this beautiful lime and apple Sprite I found in the local shop here over in Bali. Sorry for that, guys. Step 1 is the initial assessment, where you work with someone like myself. Now, number 2, if you are a good candidate and you've basically applied to become a client through me, you can become, so you just click the link in the description and we'll have a look to see if we're happy to work with you, okay? But number 2, we'll then structure the investment for you. So we will position you as a very good candidate over to Austria and basically to satisfy the Austrian requirements, okay? This is bespoke and it depends on your industry. Again, if you're a mega entrepreneur in online casinos and iGaming or running a bloody porn website, this is not for you, okay? 3 is finding a sponsor. It will, it needs to be supported. We can help you with this. We have some contacts over there, but it needs to be supported by a sponsor over there. Then the actual next step is the preliminary approval, and then only after this you can make the investment. So before we basically lay a blueprint and a roadmap to you, and also the Austrian government, we get the actual approval, then you make the investments, okay? Then we get the formal application, you get your pre-approval letter, you show you've done the investments, then it goes through, then it's granted citizenship. Again, this can go on beyond 18 months. It is not a quick one-stop shop. Here's 300 grand to the Caribbean government. It is not like that, guys. So if that's what you're looking for, please leave this video, okay? But what is very key here is there's no residency requirement, okay? It's one of the most amazing features. There's no residency requirement at all. Most countries that offer citizenship require you to live there first. 5 years, 10 years, sometimes longer. You have to establish a life there, okay? This is a case where that is not the actual case. There's no residency requirement at all. The only contribution is the exceptional contribution that you have to make, and you don't need to move that after your citizenship, okay? This is rare. Malta's citizenship program requires a residency period. Portugal's golden visa requires time in the country before naturalization. Austria lets you skip all of that, okay? Now, if you didn't know, actually, espionage is the only The only country in the world, I believe, where espionage is legal. It's a huge trading information country, just if you knew about Vienna or not. But for somebody who wants the benefits of EU citizenship without relocating there, this is the only real option. Yes, it's a hefty investment, but yes, it could be the one for you. Another unusual feature is there's no language test. You don't have to learn German. That's very standard in Austria if you get it by residency. There's no exams, there's no demonstrating integration with the local economy, as typically we've seen across Europe. You don't need to speak German. End of. What Austria is saying is your economic contribution is sufficient enough, and that's what I think is a really, really good program. We've seen this in other countries such as the UK prior to recent prime ministers. But this is the current next best one, to be honest. If you want a tier 1 passport with no residency, it's unbelievable. Now, the risks are there's no guarantee, it's expensive, it's slow, and it's opaque. Okay, we can help you through a lot of this. Once you have a pre-approval, it's nice, but still, there's fees before this pre-approval. You first, please be worth, if you do apply for this through the website at hpt.group/apply, please make sure you are a serious applicant, and you are generally interested in the Austrian economy, or you believe you can have a significant contribution that would give you a right to approval. We can tell you on a baseline of what we know, who has been approved and who was rejected. So we have a nice sense of this, but it's a very delicate process, okay? And again, if there's any reputational risk, these programs attract scrutiny, and journalists tend to investigate them. If privacy is important to you, know that your citizenship could become public knowledge. That is a big fact about Austria as well. Malta has a formal program, there's Caribbean programs, there's other programs that could be of interest to you. I'm looking at some of these myself right now, especially for my girlfriend, because she is Russian, and many countries have been racist to her, but at the end of the day, there is many other options as well if you would like them. I don't make too many videos on them. We generally, if a client's interested, they just tell me anyway. We know these topics. We don't need to market them. But this one here, I really do feel that it deserves to be on YouTube because people are not speaking about it, and it's one of the best, if not the best, passport opportunity in the world. But again, it comes with those requirements. It's not a simple one-stop shop, such as the Caribbean ones that we have seen before, which is technically amazing, because you're not going to get that scrutiny of attaining a second citizenship, and you just gone and did this. So is it worth it? Depends on your situation. If you're a high net worth individual looking for a genuine, optionally, but the ability to live anywhere in Europe and access EU banking and have a backup plan from political instability and also economic instability, you have 3 to 5 million to commit to this with potential to go up to 10 million. It's worth a serious consideration, okay? If EU access really matters to you, your family, your business, your children, and there's no faster top-tier EU passport route without physically relocating, this is the only choice you actually have. Okay, so if you're looking for this as a purely travel document and you don't need EU residency rights, a Caribbean passport could be, a lot faster and cheaper, if you want the honest truth. But if you obviously would like to contribute to the economy, which probably is a significant proportion of your wealth, mostly speaking for a wider range of our clients, yes, even if you're worth 150 million, dropping 5 million on a passport is still a huge investment. The investment has to be comfortable, not stressful. So for the right person, an Austrian passport could be one of the most valuable assets that you can acquire. It's permanent, and your kids can also get it as well. You can pass it down to your children, and it gives you access to that continent. Now, if you would like to get started with this, first, apply to become a client below. There's a general link there. Just put it in one of the option boxes. I don't know how the team's going to set up that link, but just put it in one of the option boxes and you'll speak with me personally where we will go over this. If you speak with Steph, just tell Steph saying, hey, I want to speak with Will, and I will go over this personally. Steph doesn't know about this too much, but he is, I think I did mention it to him. It's not known at all by many people. That's what's key here. And that's what I try to bring to this channel. I bring fintech solutions, I bring this, I bring stuff that isn't really well known. We're working with over 70 clients who work with us on an annual basis. We're constantly getting new clients as well. Again, we're a little bit selective at the moment. We want to keep our team founder dependent. We want to keep our team close-knit so we make sure the job is done right. We don't I know there's other companies out there. You think you're going to speak to me, for example, and then you end up going through like a chain of people and you have like a 5-minute meeting with me. That's not what we do here. You speak with me directly on WhatsApp, and that's what's great, and that's why clients love us, and that's why we actually make money, because we provide viable solutions to our clients. And again, If you haven't gone and checked out our website, please go ahead and do so, hpt.group, apply to become a client. And other than that, guys, like and subscribe. I know this is a cool video. I was pretty excited to record it. I had it in the back of my mind a few weeks. I was like, I should definitely be recording a video on this. Just got a chance to sit down and record. I've recorded 9 or 8 YouTube videos today. Yeah, I'll be doing some travel soon. It's in Bali. I'll be over in Hong Kong, Vietnam, Dubai, and then probably popping into London afterwards as well before going over into the US and then coming back over to Dubai and back into Hong Kong. And then Hong Kong is my main base. Hong Kong, Bali, I'm usually around these areas unless I have business meetings or events. I'm potentially looking at going to Japan for the GFTN. I recently missed ICE, the iGaming event in Barcelona. I was in FinTech as well, so I should really be showing my face at these events, as I'm sure you understand. And yeah, other than that, guys, please like and subscribe. Hope it was a nice video, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheerio. Bye-bye.